Adele releases 30, Silk Sonic releases An Evening with Silk Sonic, and my thoughts on the 2021 American Music Awards. Welcome back to another episode of This Week in Music. There are several things I want to talk about this week, starting off with Silk Sonic. Silk Sonic released their album on November 12th, which was the same day Taylor Swift re-released Red. As a result, it's not expected to debut at number 1, but I'd rather review this album than that one. First, I like the old school feel this album had, and as much as I love Bruno Mars, I must give credit to Anderson .Paak as he came clutch on this record through his vocals and his drumming abilities. If I had to pick my favorite tracks off this album besides Leave the Door Open and Smoking Out the Windows, I would have to pick Put on a Smile. The song gave me Isley Brother vibes. Other tracks I liked was Fly As Me and 777. Things that I didn't like was the rollout of the album. I felt like they could have done more leading up to this album other than release Smoking Out the Window a week prior to the release. It was a good song, by the way. Second, this album is too short, sitting at 9 tracks and 31 minutes, a similar length to Bruno Mars' previous album 24K Magic, because that album was short as well. The album is expected to debut at number 2 behind Taylor Swift's Red version, but overall this is a very good album and I advise you to check it out when given a chance. Next, I want to talk about Adele's album. Unlike Silk Sonic, Adele had a better rollout for her release as she performed on a one-night-only CBS concert accompanied by an interview conducted by the great Oprah Winfrey. Now on to this album. Like Silk Sonic's album, this album is also very good as she poured her heart into this project as she always do. By the way, this is the first Adele album I've ever listened to, so I don't know what to expect, but at the same time, I did know what to expect. One thing I liked about the album was the influences I subliminally heard. Some artists I may think Adele was influenced by in this was Escape with the song All Night Long, To Be Loved, which sounded like a Lauryn Hill record, Love Is a Game, which sounded like a Gladys Knight record, and even Her on the song Woman Like Me sounded like a Her record. But my favorite track off this project is My Little Love because in this song she is talking to her child and the struggle she had to cope with leaving an uneasy marriage. Her son also appears on the track as well. Other track she does well in is To Be Loved, which I hope that be her next single. To sum up, this album is pretty amazing and I advise everyone to listen to this original and authentic project. Next, I want to talk about the American Music Awards, everything from the big performance and the undeserving winners. I want to start off with one of the biggest winners and stars of the night, BTS. They first performed with Coldplay and they made it their own, and then they closed the show by performing Butter. Such a shame that Megan Thee Stallion was supposed to perform, however she pulled out last minute due to a personal matter. Many speculated that the recent death of rapper Young Dolph may have something to do with this. BTS won every category nominated: Best Group, Best Pop Song, and Artist of the Year, ending Taylor Swift's 3-year streak, and each win was well deserved. The performance I liked the most was with New Kids on the Block and New Edition. For one, I am a big fan of New Edition as they are my favorite group of all time, and it was nice to see both Boston bands on stage for the first time ever. Good to see both bands get their flowers while they're here. Now on to some winners. I was disappointed in Olivia Rodrigo. As for the most nominated artist of the show, she only took home one award, which was for Best New Artist. I felt like she should have took home more awards, but Stan voting got in her way. I felt like she should have took home the award for Best Female Pop Artist, as she had the most output this year, but instead, because of the Swifties, Taylor Swift won it yet again. Next, I want to discuss Megan Thee Stallion. Like BTS, she also won all her nominations. She took home awards for Best Female Hip Hop Artist for a second year in a row, as well as Best Hip Hop Album and Best Trending Songs. While she did deserve the Best Female Hip Hop Artist award, She did not deserve the award for Best Trending Song. While Body did good critically and commercially, others deserved it more, and by that I mean Driver's License. Turns out that Megan has a big following and she could get voters whenever, and this is the issue I have with stan voting. For the first time in AMA history, voting was allowed on all categories if artists with big fan bases like the Swifties, the Armies, and the Hotties benefited the most from these, as their fans are dedicated to get their artists to the top. You saw it with Taylor Swift winning for Female Pop and Female Album, adding to her record of AMA wins, and you saw it with Megan Thee Stallion and BTS. Smaller fan bases like Olivia fans, Lil Nas X fans, and any male rapper fans not named Drake don't benefit, as their fan bases is much smaller than the ones mentioned. It is nice to get the fans involved in voting shows like this one, but if stan voting keeps up, they'll take the fun away from these shows, as it already has. But all in all, this year AMAs was pretty good, but now is the time to shift our focus to the Grammys. Anyway, that's all I have for this week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.